I finally decided to take a room in our house that wasn't getting used very much and do a complete room makeover. Join me as I turn our guest bedroom into my ultimate crafting studio. Hi everyone, it's Chrissy from First Day of Home, and I had a little problem to solve. This was our guest bedroom, and while I love having guests come to visit, this room only got used maybe once or twice a year. Meanwhile, this was me trying to make YouTube videos for you and do product photography for my blog. Not very convenient. And to store my craft supplies, I had to dig through bins and rolling carts that looked a little bit like this. I had everything from banker's boxes to random baskets, and to store my vinyl for Cricut crafting, it was just a mess. I even had fabric scraps in here. So while most people may not need a whole room to do crafting, and I definitely don't want to encourage that message, I definitely needed a space where I could just walk in and start creating. This was great because I finally had a blank slate to work with to create an epic craft room. I already had a wardrobe in the bedroom, so I wanted to keep that, as well as a craft cart for paint storage. So really what I was focused on is a craft desk with some storage, as well as an area for cube storage for all of my craft supplies, and a few bookcases to store other supplies and magazines. So I did what anyone would do looking for great, affordable storage solutions. I went to IKEA. I decided to start with the Kallax storage units. I love how this furniture comes in all kinds of shapes and sizes, but it's so flexible in terms of what you put in here. It comes in just about any finish you can imagine, so go in with a good idea of what color scheme you want. One of the main reasons I like this cube storage is you can add drawers or other types of doors, and I'll talk a little bit more about this later on. IKEA also has lots of great baskets and bins for any kind of style. This is not a sponsored video, but I just think this is one of the best places for crafters. So now that I'm sold on the Kallax unit, I'm looking for the perfect bookshelf. And I decided that the Billy bookcase is where it's at. I don't know if you've seen some of the Billy bookcase hacks out there, like this one from the summer home, or this one from Living, etc. There are some really beautiful things you can do with the Billy bookcase, so I loaded up my car with all of my new furniture and got ready to build my new craft room. Again, this is a look at what the bedroom looked like before it started to become my craft room. At this point, we were having our carpet stretched rather than replaced, just to get some of the wrinkles out. This is a look at that wardrobe that I talked about in my diagram, and you can see I had some artwork that wasn't really great in here before, so I'm excited to get started on this project. IKEA obviously isn't the only place you can find craft furniture, so if you're looking for other options, check out this post on my blog. I'll put a link down below. My husband and I started by building the Billy bookcases and getting those set up against the wall. This was actually kind of fun. It was great to see the room starting to come together just like I had planned. I love that the Billy bookcase has adjustable shelves, so you can really configure it any way you like and you have a lot of flexibility. This model also comes with a height extension option, so we got the whole family involved in putting that together to just make the bookcase a little bit taller and give me more space. You can see the difference here between the heights with and without the extension. So now I've got the Billy bookcases built. The next step is adding some doors to the front to cover about half of the shelves. This is totally optional and it's sold separately, so I'm going to put a link to those doors down in the description box below, and I'll show you what that looks like. It's just a great way to hide some of that clutter so you don't have to worry about keeping it all pretty and organized. And it's super easy to put together like everything else that I bought. Now it's time to put the Kallax cube storage together. So I started with the section that'll go in between the bookcases. It's super easy to put together. The only extra tool you might need is a hammer or a mallet. Last piece. Is it just me, or is it kind of fun putting furniture together? For my craft desk, I decided to put together 2 Kallax units on either side so I'd have extra storage, and then I just had to find the right tabletop. At IKEA, they sell countertops in the kitchen area that might have worked, but I had a hard time finding one wide enough to cover the Kallax units on each side of the desk. Some DIY or home improvement stores also sell large pieces of wood that you could glue together to make a desktop, but that could also get kind of pricey. In the end, I found a great option with the Lagkapten desktop. I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly, but it's meant to be the top of a desk, and it was a perfect fit. I'm loving the way this is coming together, and now we can get into the details of adding a few more storage items. So these are inserts that come with some of the Kallax units, and you can buy drawers and doors and shelving units like for scrapbook paper or magazines. So the sky's the limit. I'm gonna work on putting together a few doors and drawers for this Kallax unit here behind me. These inserts are really easy to install. You just screw them inside so that it has a base that you can attach the door to, and you can always remove it later. So I installed this in just minutes, and it adds a little extra spot where I can stash my supplies. Next, I'm going to install a few sets of drawers. This comes again as an extra kit that you would buy in addition to the Kallax units. It has a similar insert, just like the door did. And again, you just install this within minutes. You will need a hammer or mallet to attach a few screws here and there. But again, it just takes minutes to install these. As you're watching, take a minute and let me know down in the comments if you already knew about these inserts or if this is news to you and what you would put in your craft storage space. In my next video, I'm going to be showing how to install wallpaper, and I had to choose from 3 really beautiful patterns. Leave a comment below and let me know which of these wallpapers you would choose, and then stay tuned because I'll be doing my full craft room reveal in the next video. I hope to see you there. See you next time.
Now, did I press start and stop?
I think I already pressed start.
Okay, then it's going.
Oh, so it's recording?
Yeah.
So I have a new cameraman.